Oh, I'm so excited to release the new Mr. Smelly fragrance. This has taken so much work. This is just going to be great. Well, it smells fantastic. Now I just need to think of a name. Right, so what are we going for here? Well, it's sexy and it's manly. That's what I need to convey. Right, sexy and manly. Let's have a think. What have other people called fragrances that have been good names? I know someone did one called Sexual Paris. That's a bit too blatant though. What else? What about Versace Eros? That was a good one. Eros, the god of love. Yeah, that's getting there, isn't it? Right, hang on. Come back to that one. Right, what about the manliness thing? Porom, L'homme. It's too obvious, isn't it? Too boring. What else? Monsieur. It sounds a bit old-fashioned. What was that other one people... Valentino Uomo. Yeah, that was Ferragamo Uomo. That's maybe... Yeah, maybe. Let's try... What? Nah, not quite. Hang on. Yes. I think I've got it. Oh, yeah, that'll work. From Smelly Fragrances, the new fragrance for men. Uomo erotic. Hello everyone and welcome to my Christmas gift fragrance selections video. This video is going to be suggestions for men's fragrances to buy for the men in your life, or of course you can buy them for yourself. So what I'm trying to do here is aimed a little bit at perhaps people who are not normally heavily into fragrances, who might stumble across the video. I've got some recommendations for fragrances which are perhaps a little bit off the beaten track, so I'm going to skip things that we've all heard about and that we're going to see in our local fragrance store, such as Dior Sauvage or Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de l'Homme, Dolce & Gabbana the one. Good fragrances which do make good gifts, but if you want to buy something a little bit different for your loved one this Christmas, then I've got some good suggestions for you. Some of them you might have to blind buy them and take a chance online, so I've tried to describe them as well as I can. The prices range from very inexpensive right up to very expensive niche fragrances, so I've tried to cater for all budgets. Coming up at the end of the video as well, we've got the updated Fragrance League table. Thank you to everyone who's been voting for that. So for most people, seasonality of fragrances isn't a big issue, so there's quite a few fresh ones that some fragrance enthusiasts might consider, mainly for spring and summer. I don't think it matters really to the average person, so it's a real wide range of styles. And the other thing I've tried to do is make them all have really good presentation, so they all have nice bottles, tasteful bottles. Some of them look a little bit snazzy, and I think they make really good gifts for that reason. Hope you enjoy my choices. Here they are. A great Christmas gift fragrance is Eau de Michons by the Couvent des Mimes. This is a great vanilla based scent, a really warm, comforting vanilla smell that's totally unisex, very versatile. There's a bit of cedarwood and benzoin in there as well, and it somehow comes across, although vanilla is the dominant note, it's a little bit fresh and very, very wearable, not at all cloying, does not smell cheap, but I got a 500 milliliter huge bottle for just $12.99 in TK Maxx in the UK. Online, it's not quite so cheap, but you can buy a 250 ml bottle that does come with a sprayer that this didn't have, and a great box. Have a look at that. And the price for that in the UK is around about £18 on Amazon, and also similarly in the USA around about the $18 mark only for 250 mils. A really lovely scent. I've heard a lot of people on my Facebook group that I'm in the UK mention how much they like this one and what a great deal it is. So I picked one up, and I have to agree with them. It's great smelling, warm, comforting vanilla, perfect for the winter time of year, but any time of year would be fine. Just really classy and great value for money. Worth checking out, and looks really good, presents really well. That's what you want in a gift. So here's another great option. Again, we have a lovely presentation on this one. It's of course Van Cleef & Arpels Midnight in Paris. We've got some benzoin, a bit of leather in there, and we have bergamot in the opening. It's really a delightful and unique fragrance. The prices online are really cheap for this, but it's got one of the best presentations you're ever going to see. Midnight in Paris, it just sounds classy, and it would make a great gift for somebody. The smell, some people talk about Dior Homme with this one as a comparison, or Dior Homme Intense. I don't think so much. It's a little bit leaning unisex. I think it's absolutely fine for a man. The Eau de Toilette will do you fine. There is the Eau de Parfum, I have both, but the Eau de Toilette actually comes out a little bit fresher in the opening. The Eau de Parfum version is a little bit richer maybe, but it doesn't quite have the same freshness in the beginnings. And seeing as the Eau de Toilette is so much cheaper, I would go for that if I was you. It is absolutely superb, a great fragrance, totally unique, discontinued. It's going to get rare in years to come, but right now you can still get it, and it makes a great gift, I think, for Christmas. Next up, a niche one. You've got to be rather generous or rather wealthy or both to buy someone this for Christmas, but I think Green Irish Tweed by Creed would make a great gift for somebody. Aventus is the flagship fragrance from that house now, and of course that would still be a good present, but it's not very original for me to come out with that one. It wouldn't be bad, but a lot of people are wearing that one nowadays. Green Irish Tweed, back in 1985 this one was released, and it is, until Aventus came out, it was really the flagship fragrance for the house of Creed. Fantastic lemon verbena, a little bit of iris, some ambergris in the dry down, superb freshness here and classy elegance. A gentleman's scent through and through, super versatile. You can wear it any time of year in my opinion. It's great of course for springtime. It's supposed to represent the smell of a walk in the Irish countryside. Yes, it is very expensive, but as Jeremy Fragrance said in his video, if you don't drink alcohol, you don't waste your money on that, if you don't buy too many fancy clothes, you don't go out clubbing, then buying fragrances like this doesn't need to be such a shocking expense compared to some things that we waste money on in life. Now personally, I'm not going to be giving up drinking until I find a better way of getting alcohol into my bloodstream, but I take his point. If fragrances are important to you, and if giving a great fragrance to the person you care about is important to you, then Green Irish Tweed is not necessarily a huge extravagance. It is rather expensive, relatively speaking, but you get what you pay for to some extent, some of the time, and this is one of those cases where I think it's true. Performance is good on this one. Lovely, classy, elegant, sophisticated scent. Smells a bit like the niche version of Davidoff's Cool Water, with much better ingredients, better performance, and a slightly classier upscale version of that one. Superb fragrance, timeless classic, Green Irish Tweed. Another great Christmas gift to give to somebody, I think, would be Versace Pour Homme. This is a really great fresh citrus aquatic scent. Super easy to wear, super versatile. It is a freshie, so it might lean a bit more towards spring and summer, but I know people who have this as a signature scent. They wear it all year round. It's very similar in smell to Chanel Allure Homme Sport, but this one is cheaper. You can get 50 mils in the UK for under £30, and 100 mils is probably even better value for money, I think, and it's discounted around the world online. You can get great prices on this. The bottle looks really classy. It is simple, but it does not look cheap. It's got the great Versace Medusa head logo there, and there's a few little nice details. The colour of that juice just makes it look lovely. You want to dive in there, and it is that kind of fresh aquatic smell that the light blue colour of the juice suggests, but really well done, high quality. Not super complex, this fragrance, and if you've got a lot of niche stuff, if you're really into fragrances, you could say that this one is no longer thrilling to you, but for the average person, it's a great manly, citrus, fresh, aquatic scent. The box that it comes with, it looks pretty good too, so just presents really well, great value for money. And if you know someone, maybe a young man in their early 20s or even in their teens, and maybe they've got sort of clubbing type scents like maybe Versace Eros or 1 Million and stuff like that, this would be a great fresh alternative to those that would give them a little bit of a touch of sophistication, and it's not too obvious. It's not in every shop that sells Versace fragrances. It's got a little bit of novelty value actually for the average person who probably doesn't see it in every store, but a great gift, and you can't go wrong with giving someone Versace. It sounds good, right? So here's a designer fragrance that I talk about quite a bit on my channel recently, and that's Dunhill Icon. This has one of the best presentations you're ever going to see on a fragrance, be it designer or niche. This wonderful metallic silver looking bottle is just absolutely great and would look great as part of any man's grooming kit. This one has got some black pepper in there, neroli, bergamot, we have a little bit of vetiver, there's lavender, there's cardamom, there's even a little bit of oud in there. It's an incredibly fresh, zesty scent, but it has a really nice woody, peppery feel and also a bit of sweetness from lavender. Superb fragrance, wonderful all-rounder for any age really. Maybe mid-20s and upwards would be more appropriate for this one, and the performance is really good. Its eau de parfum concentration is masculine, yet it's fresh. It just gives you that really clean, well-groomed feeling and a little bit of interesting spicy pepperiness in there. What a great scent. Juniper berries as well. Just so good to present to someone with this incredible bottle, and would just make a great gift. Again, it's an under-the-radar one for the average person. We talk about it a bit in our fragrance community. The average person that you might know just doesn't know about this one, and it's superb stuff. If you're a very generous person, this is a great gift to give to somebody for Christmas. It's unisex. It's suited more perhaps to the warmer seasons of the year, but you could wear it all year round as a daytime fresh scent. And it is the very famous Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford's Private Blend collection. The box looks absolutely great. That's such a lovely colour and design with the gold label, and the fragrance itself has a little platform that it sits on if you want to display it that way. Just what a great gift this would be for somebody. It is terribly expensive. The smell on this one is a classic citrus eau de cologne. What Tom Ford's done here is basically reimagined or reinterpreted 4711 eau de cologne, which you can get really cheaply in chemists and shops around the world. Has a great smell but performs very poorly and seems to evaporate within a few minutes. This is an eau de parfum. Some people say it doesn't perform that well. I find that it performs quite well actually when I've worn it on my skin, and I know other people who say the same thing. So I find performance to be decent on this, not beast mode of course, but it's a really great fresh transparent citrus cologne with obviously a strong neroli note and also quite a nice musky base there in the dry down. So there is a bit of muskiness and woodiness in the dry down, but just really elegant and sophisticated, light and transparent. Great for getting close up with somebody. You're just going to smell so clean and fresh and likeable. It's a wonderful scent. It's terribly expensive, but as a present for somebody, wonderful bottle, just a classic design, and I love the colour of the blue ones from this line. Neroli Portofino was the first one to come in this blue bottle from the Tom Ford Private Blends, and for me it's still the best of the blue bottle ones. Wonderful gift if you're feeling generous. Okay, so I mentioned Creed Aventus earlier. Here's a great clone of it. Costs about £30 in the UK or equivalent prices around the world, including the USA. This is La Venture by Al Haramain. Fantastic clone, smells exactly like Creed Aventus, apart from maybe in the very first couple of minutes of the opening where Aventus maybe is a little bit better. This one is virtually indistinguishable. Great packaging, comes in a really nice box and a pretty good bottle, and I really recommend this one. An even cheaper option for an Aventus clone is Al Dur Al Maknoon Silver by Latafa. Very similar to Aventus, only costs £10 in the UK, and I haven't tested it fully yet, but I think it's a really good alternative and so cheap. And now another niche option, expensive but not that expensive, about £105 for 100ml in the UK, similar equivalent prices around the world. This is Hubigant Cologne Intense. Fantastic citrus aromatic fragrance with a bit of mate tea and incense, giving it some added depth. Really classy, and just look at that bottle. Absolutely beautiful gold effect there, and this one I've been wearing it a lot. It really is a classy gem for anyone. Finally, Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza. I got the gift set. It looks really good with that box and the aftershave balm and shower gel, and the actual fragrance itself is superb. Fresh citrus aromatic opening, neroli, grapefruit in the opening, patchouli, musk, rose and oak moss in the dry down give it a real depth and masculinity. A superb option for a Christmas gift because it presents so well, the bottle is so classy, and it's just impossible not to like this one. Price is not too bad, a bit more than a designer, not as much as most niche fragrances. Okay, so here's that league table update. Thanks for everyone who's been voting. So we've got a top 10, but I'm extending it to a top 12 because there's quite a few on 6 points. So we'll say number 12, Bleu de Chanel, 6 points. Number 11, it's L'Occitane Eau de Beau on 6 points. At number 10, it's YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme, 6 points. Number 9, A new one, it's Andy Tower L'air du Desert Moroccan, a niche scent with an incredible smell, described as smelling like the air in the Moroccan desert, and that's got 6 votes now, so it's done really well to break the top 10 this week. At number 8 we've got another new one, it's Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio Profumo. Number 7, Amouage Reflection Man has broken into the top 10. At number 6, it's Dolce & Gabbana's The One with 11 points. Number 5, it's Dunhill Icon with 15. And at number 4, we've got Green Irish Tweed, also with 15 points. Number 3, it's Dior Sauvage, still doing really well with 16 points. Number 2, Valentino One More Intense with 18 points. And at number 1, by a massive margin, it's Creed Aventus with a whopping 42 points. Thank you very much for watching. More league table updates coming soon. Keep voting. And remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project.